Well, hey there, welcome in. Hope you had a good weekend. And let's start with a quote. I don't know if God is a sports fan or not, but I know one thing. He loves a good comeback. Lane Kiffin. So there's a storyline in the NBC series This Is Us in which the family is tied together by memories of Jack's love for the NFL Steelers. Now, that didn't resonate with me because my dad would watch the occasional CFL game and a hockey matchup on Saturday night just because it was on, but I don't really think I ever knew what team he cheered for. A lot changed when I grew up and was on the radio on CKLW in Windsor, Detroit, when the Tigers went on their amazing tear to win the World Series in 1984. Well, the next year I was in Toronto, and of course the late 80s and early 90s were the time to be a Jays fan. And oh, I had a front seat on that bandwagon. I even got to sing anthems at the games, and so did Lauren. Of course, Rob was a huge Jays fan too, but he had another, more harmful addiction. He could remember when the Maple Leafs last won a Stanley Cup. I couldn't and didn't care. So when Rob and I became parents, Lauren was raised on the Jays and the Leafs. The Raptors were barely a thing. And as grandparents, well, we've really ramped up fandom. Colin has his own little Jays jersey, although it's Donaldson, darn it, and a safer no-name Leafs jersey. He and Granddude watch the games on those lucky days when our schedule with him coincides with the Leafs. They even have a little dance when the Torontos, as Colin calls them, score. They run around the family room and kitchen, shout, "Change direction," and run some more. Quiet as the boys try to be, our tenants downstairs undoubtedly know the score without checking their devices. But here's where the worry comes in. Colin hasn't yet watched a game with Granddude in which the Leafs have lost. And yeah, we know that's coming, but we've had to tell him that the act of putting on his jersey and Granddude his Leafs PJs bottoms and jersey doesn't guarantee a win. We wish it did. Any fan indulges in magical thinking. It's what keeps us coming back year after year, or staying to watch that third period or last 3 innings when your team is trailing terribly. But this whole wonderful experience of indoctrinating Colin into the world of being a sports fan reminded me that some of my favorite family memories, whether it was Mom moving Thanksgiving dinners to accommodate Jay's playoff games, my grandmother having a little crush on Cito Gaston, I put a poster of him up in her room, or now Granddude calling Colin after a 4 p.m. Pacific Leafs win, sports can be just another couple of patches on our family quilt. Sure, it's frivolous, but it's fun. It's connecting. It makes memories. Now, what kind of memories? That's the question. Goodness knows, as Toronto fans, we're familiar with heartbreak, but that's all part of the whole ride, right? You gotta know that this jersey says tear absorbent in the laundry label. But for now, when everything else is upside down, having teams to cheer just feels normal. And what more can we hope for these days, right? You have a good day. Have a great week, and I'll be back with you with another journal on Thursday.